Okay, so it's been an anti-extremist group that was planning to kidnap Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer due to, I guess, tyranny and her, just mandating masks and, the overreach of business closure. And that's what they believe, it's a form of tyranny. And, it was like 13 men involved, like 6 of them believed they had a detailed plan to kidnap her from her vacation home. And these were gentlemen here that was going on doing combat training. They were building explosives. They were doing this like earlier in the summer. Now, if you go back in April, when you have many people, there were like over 200 men that was armed. They had they had semi-automatic weapons. Some of them had swastikas, Confederate flags. It was actually one that had like a brown doll hanging on a noose, man, and they was trying to initiate violence against the governor, all because, she was really, I guess they felt like, she was really being too strict and not allowing too many people to do what they need to do, or, going to different homes. It was just a lot of procedures when she was trying to, eliminate and mitigate the risk of people receiving and getting affected through this coronavirus. And, because of the virus itself, about 146,000 people were infected in the state of Michigan, and over 7,200 people died. And this was at its peak, man. Understand that she didn't allow people to go and buy seeds, and a lot of individuals were upset about this. But a lot of these anti-government groups, man, just starting to form, especially the upheaval of 2020, especially with the George Floyd situation. People just very tired, and they just feel like the government is really kind of hypocritical in this particular time. Now, as we go into detail, this is very disturbing in a way, man, because it's pretty much a way to create a civil war. That's pretty much the whole main thing. Is we had like different government, like the FBI, who was the director of FBI, I believe, was Christopher Wray, and he was saying like, we trying to use, we had different, undercover agents. They were trying to monitor the group, and they called themselves the Wolverine Watchmen. Okay, now the Wolverine Watchmen, mainly extremists and everything. They just want to overthrow it, seriously. So it's more of a, it's a sad thing, they've been charged for conspiracy of kidnapping, and I think it was it's a civil war between the United States citizens and the law enforcement, man. People have been finding creative ways to ambush police officers. I've been reading things in articles. I remember there was some couple cops in LA that was just at just doing their duties, and one of them just shot him, just in the head for no apparent reason. So we see what we're up against right now. And they want to kidnap her before the election. If you go back into detail too, Gretchen Whitmer, she was calling President Trump a racist, white supremacist, advocate and all these things. And so he didn't, because President Trump, he failed to denounce the white supremacy group and everything when he was going against in a debate with Joseph Biden Jr. and everything. So he was just basically criticizing her all year, saying like, okay, she's done a terrible job. So I mean, it's not too many people on her side right now in this particular moment, but thing is, I'm glad she's safe. I'm pretty sure she have a lot of protection right now going on. Things are off limits. It's praying for her family, but this is a really interesting time that we're in, man. So always gotta be on your guard. At all times, you really don't know what's going to happen. So you got Dana Nessel, who is the Attorney General right now of Michigan. She was saying that too. One of the supremacy group, the Wolverine Watchmen, those men were actually acquiring addresses from the police officers too. I'm like, dang, man. So they were pretty much accused of that, but they were trying to take it to the Wisconsin trial as well, man. So ain't no telling if they was going to torture her or do any type of things to her. I was like, man, they taking time out of the day to do a detailed blueprint and a plan. And they was trying to blow up like a little bridge, with the explosives, homemade explosives they made, man. So they pretty much like, IEDs, anybody kind of can make an explosive, man. So it can be, very cheap. But the thing is, man, this is the time stuff that we're living in right now. People go to the most extreme, and it just amazes me that, we might be coming to time like just people's gonna do for themselves, man. Nobody cares about nobody, man. Like, I mean, I did some history like in Michigan has like a really like long history of anti-government. I mean, if you go back to like with Timothy think McVeigh, Terry McVeigh. I think you had Terry Nichols or whatever, man. Those are individuals, man. In the 1990s, man, they had an anti-government group, a militia group in Michigan, and also too, they were the ones that conspired in 1995 Oklahoma City bombing. Over 168 people died. So this is really a sad thing in our country that's going on right now. So we have to. Christopher Wray, who's the FBI director, stated he definitely talked about that the most threat, basically the biggest threat in our nation is this anti-government narcissist group. Seriously, I mean, since the beginning of time, this is an extreme threat in our nation, and like the chief of staff has to address this in so many ways. And this is why, like, I was kind of disappointed in that presidential debate, with Donald Trump, because I was thinking, like, man, we really have to talk about this, because they're the ones insinuating the riots, the mobs, all this stuff that's going on, man, and then they trying to overshadow the good people that want to protest and peacefully protest and have their voice heard in Congress, but they're the ones that going out here and destroying everything, man. So it's just like, man, and they hiding behind Black Lives Matter, even though that was, we know that was like pretty much together with George Soros and all these things, like people coming into these different areas that's not even a resident from, and they going out here and destroying them. It's just all plotting, crisis actors. You got all this stuff that playing in effect, man. It's just all in a New World Order agenda, man. So it's just so much going on right now. But hearing about this, man, we don't know if any other governors, from the Democrats or liberal side, man, the left wing, are they gonna be attacked by the right wing? So right wing versus left wing, I mean, that's what pretty much I feel like that's really going on in this particular moment. That's all we see all over the news. It was an 8th grader, man. If you guys watch that vice presidential debate, talk about every time she turned on the news, she hear on TV, man, just Democrats going against Republicans, man. Citizens going against the law enforcement. It seems like we just simply divided. And what is the general direction in our country? Seriously, like, is it the benefit for the people, or is it just for the rich? Is it just for the poor? Like, the working class, or who is it? Like, what is the main agenda, man? So this is why this election in November is so important, man. Like, it's not even we looking for someone to lead us. We're looking for, like, the people that's appointed in office that's making all these decisions. Like, what are y'all doing in the benefits? Or are y'all doing the benefit for y'all people or for us? So, but at the same time, man, these are like the end times, and only thing is, stay in your homes and guard your families. Do the best things you can, man. Educate your children if you have them. Spiritually be with your spouse. Seriously, man, because things are not going to get really easier, and it's not going to get any safer, man, or better. I truly believe. So this is just something here, and this is really a big news. So the good thing, they got these individuals. I believe 7 of the men were charged for state crimes and up to 2 to 20 years penalties, man. So in prison. But we're gonna see more involved into this, man. But it's a sad thing, man. I think one of them was from Delaware, Mr. Croft. You have Brian Titus. He was the owner of a vacuum store in Grand Rapids. He said he hired Mr. Fox, who was part of the extremist groups. He said he known since childhood, and he even gave him a place to stay in a store basement after he was kicked out of his girlfriend's home. But Mr. Titus, man, he didn't know that by authorities, that he knew that he was kind of in a militia group, but he didn't think he was incapable of doing this insane tactic to actually go out here and plan to kidnap a leader of a state, CEO of a state, man. So but Miss Whitmer, man, she been the subject of criticism for the longest, man, due to protesters imposed by her control doing these safety procedures and spread of the virus. So it's a lot of frustration that was built up, man. But at the same time, we can't go out this way, man. We can't go out here and just fight this with violence, though, at the end of the day, man. So even if 500,000 signatures and filed petitions, man, people was just trying to get her just to lose her position, man. This is so much stuff going on, man. So even Donald Trump is saying liberate Michigan. So it's so much going on, bro. But at the same time, we don't know what's going on. Like, all this hit us all at once, man. So I mean, you want to preserve so many lives as possible. You don't want to open up the whole economy, then everyone getting sick, everyone's dying. Like, come on, man. So I mean, you got to put the people first. So that's pretty much your job, is to really do the best for the people and write policies and procedures that's the benefit for all, man. At the end of the day, man, regardless of your class. But that's all I really have to say, man. So you like, comment, subscribe, and share. I just thought this I just thought that the story was pretty crazy. You know, it's like anything can happen to her in any particular time, though. But yeah, but that's all I really have to say, man. You know, a lot of them was going on to state marching the state capitol. When I seen that in April, I was like, dang, man. So even the Homeland Security analysis, they have warned in recent days of potential attacks from the extremists, you know, seeking to retaliate against government orders, social distancing measures, and closures, you know. And so they feel like, you know, she's making all these orders, and everybody, you know, why we got to social distance? Why is this a violation of our constitutional rights to mandate a mask? Come on, man. You know, we all got to get better, and we have to get through this pandemic. You know, but that's all I really have to say. Like, comment, subscribe, and share this video. Good thing is that the governor is safe right now. I don't want anything to happen to her, even though I don't agree with everything she does, but don't wish no ill will, no violence to us, because that's not the answer, man. But that's all I gotta say. Like, comment, subscribe, share this video. You guys take care. I'm out.